Imagine standing in the middle of a crowded room wearing a bright neon jersey. It should be impossible to disappear. Yet for 20 years, the greatest defensive minds in history have reported the same phenomenon. They say they lost him. Not that he was too fast, not that he was too strong, but that for a split second, Lionel Messi became invisible. Welcome to Football Protocol. Today, we are back engineering the most dangerous psychological weapon in sports, the ghosting protocol. We're going to show you how Messi manipulates the human eye to create inattentional blindness, and how you can use these same spatial glitches to dominate your own league. To understand how Messi disappears, you have to understand how the human brain processes danger. A defender's nervous system is programmed to track velocity. If you sprint, you trigger their threat architecture. Their pupils dilate, their focus narrows. But Messi plays in a low state. By walking, Messi exits the defender's active radar. He becomes background noise. While everyone else is operating at 100% intensity, Messi is back engineering the game at 10%. This isn't laziness, it's information harvesting. He is waiting for the system glitch. He waits for the exact moment the defender's gaze shifts to the ball. That is when the protocol begins. Every human has a 60-degree blind spot. In the football protocol, we call this the shadow zone. Watch Messi's feet. He never stands directly in front of a defender. He constantly recalibrates his position to stay exactly 45 degrees behind the defender's lid shoulder. Why? Because to see Messi, the defender must physically turn his head. And in elite football, a head turn takes 0.5 seconds. In that 0.5 seconds, Messi has already initiated the spatial breach. By the time the defender's eyes return to where Messi was, the space is empty. He didn't beat the defender with his legs. He beat the defender's refresh rate. When Messi finally enters your vision, he introduces a new problem: information overload. Most players take one touch every 3 steps. Messi takes one touch every single step. This creates a data loop that the defender's brain cannot solve. Each micro-touch is a new piece of information. The defender's brain tries to calculate a tackle, but before the signal reaches his legs, Messi has touched the ball again, changing the equation. This creates decisional lag. The defender isn't frozen because he's scared. He's frozen because his internal processor has crashed. So, how do you play like this? You don't need Messi's DNA. You need to follow the protocol. Lower your intensity. Stop sprinting into traffic. Walk until you find the shadow zone. Track the gaze. Wait for the defender to look at the ball. That is your go signal. Master the micro-touch. Train your feet to move at the speed of your thoughts. Football isn't a game of 11 versus 11. It's a game of information versus noise. Messi isn't a magician, he is a master architect of space and time. The human brain is an elite filter. It ignores noise to focus on signals. A signal is a player sprinting at full speed. A signal is a loud shout or a sudden movement. Defenders are biologically hardwired to track these spikes in energy. Messi chooses to become noise. By walking in the middle of a high-intensity attack, Messi drops below the threat threshold of the opposition's brain. He becomes part of the grass, part of the crowd, part of the background noise. While the defenders are hyper-focused on the signals, the runners, the ball, the overlapping wingers, Messi is performing information harvesting. He is scanning, not just the ball, but the eyes of his opponents. He is looking for the exact microsecond where every defender's focus loop is occupied. Messi's movement isn't random. It is architectural. Observe his positioning during the build-up. He rarely stands in the direct line of sight. Instead, he drifts into the shadow zone, the 45-degree angle behind a defender's lead shoulder. In the football protocol, we track the refresh rate. A top-tier defender refreshes his awareness by turning his head every 2 to 3 seconds. Messi times his movements to the defender's blind interval. The moment the defender turns his head to check the ball, Messi moves 3 meters into the opposite direction of the head turn. By the time the defender's eyes return to Messi's original coordinate, Messi is gone. He hasn't outrun the defender, he has outrun the defender's cognitive map. To the defender's brain, it feels like a glitch. He was there. Now he is gone. Let's analyze a moment that turned from a defensive masterclass into a historical tragedy. Jerome Boateng, at the time, the most physically imposing defender in the world. Watch the setup. Messi isn't sprinting. He is approaching at a medium frequency. He is inviting Boateng to engage his decision engine. This is biomechanical sabotage. Messi performs a fake breach to the inside. Boateng's nervous system sends a commit signal to his right leg. But Messi's touch frequency is so high, want to be invisible. Stop trying to be the loudest player on the pitch. Walk into the gaps. Become noise until the moment of the strike.